It's time for the final of the losers bracket in the Johto True Power Tournament to determine who will get a coveted grand final spot. Last time we witnessed a thrilling battle between Gym Leader Clair and Elite Four Karen that demonstrated just how strong some of these higher ranked trainers can be. And boy was it ever a back and forth bout. Today, Clair will face her biggest challenge yet as the mysterious trainer Silver makes his first appearance in this secondary bracket after having lost the main bracket final. These two trainers will be fighting for a spot in the grand final of the entire tournament, so we're sure to see a competitive and fiery match. Silver's team is extraordinarily well balanced, and he's going to have to make use of his Ho-Oh defensively and his Weavile offensively if he's to stand a chance. Clair, on the other hand, will have to really balance her offensive strikes and time them right against Silver's team, with emphasis on her Kingdra, Gyarados, and perhaps Charizard as well. Our producers have informed us that our trainers are raring to go, so let's head to the final stadium to see who will get the remaining grand final spot. It's time. Who will be moving to the grand final? Will it be Silver, the mysterious trainer, or Clair, the gym leader of Blackthorn City? We've got Gyarados coming out on the field from Clair. That has been a really effective lead for her lately. And now the Weavile coming out on the field from Silver. So this is a very dangerous position for Silver early on, because the Gyarados' Intimidate will lower its attack right off the bat. A great lead from Clair. We have definitely seen that in the past few matches. And now Silver will be forced to switch out, losing all momentum, but sending in the Magnezone. Now Magnezone is a very good switch, especially with that air balloon item, and Gyarados actually going for the Dragon Dance, so perhaps Clair, not knowing that Silver does have a Magnezone in his arsenal, because Magnezone should be able to tank anything from that Gyarados. Gyarados can't use the Earthquake, of course. Clair making the smart decision though, perhaps assuming that the Magnezone might indeed have the air balloon, and switching out, losing that Dragon Dance, losing a little bit of momentum here, and Silver will be putting the Magnezone behind a substitute now. So the Garchomp forced to go with the Dragon Claw because of course the air balloon, but no, the substitute will take the damage, and it won't break the substitute either, although it does break the air balloon item. So now Magnezone will be vulnerable to ground attacks if the substitute breaks, but going for Flash Cannon on the Garchomp, getting a good amount of damage done there too. But now Clair will be forced to withdraw actually, and sending out the Dragonite, perhaps sending it out so that the multi-scale ability can maybe take a Flash Cannon relatively well. Let's see what happens here. Magnezone is very powerful. But yeah, Dragonite absorbing that pretty well, and now should be able to go for something like the Earthquake on the Magnezone. But of course, that substitute is still up. Here comes the Earthquake. That will definitely break the substitute. However, the Dragonite might have to take yet another Flash Cannon here. Let's see. The substitute will fade. And Magnezone going for the Flash Cannon again. Yes, that should do even more damage this time. Multiscale is no longer a factor, and bringing Dragonite all the way down, perhaps even below a third health. But now Silver will be forced to switch out, does not want to take an Earthquake, and sending in the Ho-Oh. The Ho-Oh is a great switch there. Yes, the Earthquake coming in on the Magnezone, but of course Silver switching out into the Ho-Oh. A great prediction, but now the Dragonite could go for Outrage on the Ho-Oh, doing a huge amount of damage on it. But Ho-Oh does have Brave Bird, although it will get a substantial amount of recoil from this, but it should be able to take down the Dragonite, one of Clair's most powerful Pokemon. These are two beasts of the sky, that is for sure. And now Ho-Oh getting a little bit of recovery here, up to 87 HP, a little bit more than a third perhaps, but now the Salamit's coming in from Clair. Now that is a good switch there. Again, the Intimidate will lower the Ho-Oh's attack here, so Silver would be probably best advised to switch out, but it all depends what Clair goes for here. The Magnezone coming out on the field from Silver. This would be dangerous, but no, the Salamis did go for the Draco Meteor here. Perhaps predicting some sort of switch, but not maybe the Magnezone, because the Magnezone will actually resist that, but it does still do a substantial amount of damage, to be honest. So now, all of a sudden, Clair has her Salamence on the field. Now, what a lot of trainers don't know about Clair's Salamence is it is actually a mixed attacking variant, which means even after something like the Draco Meteor's special attack drop, it can still use physical moves, but the Earthquake, oh! Silver predicting it again with the Ho-Oh switch, and now Ho-Oh has more health, of course, because it does have the Regenerator ability, so every time it's switched out, it just gets almost half of its health back immediately. And now Clair sending out the Kingdra. That is a great switch for a Ho-Oh, although the Sacred Fire coming in, not doing any damage at all, really, on Kingdra, but it will get the burn. Now, Sacred Fire is a dangerous move for that exact reason. It has a 50% chance to burn, so it is basically a coin flip. Both trainers getting a little bit of recovery from the leftovers though, but of course the Kingdra will be hurt by that burn, but now it can definitely land something like a Hydro Pump on that Ho-Oh, but now Silver is going to switch out. What does he have to switch out into it? The Feraligatr. That is a good switch right there. Should still take a decent chunk of damage from something like Hydro Pump. Kingdra is a very powerful Pokemon, but of course, yeah, it's not too much on that Feraligatr. Now Feraligatr should be able to respawn, should be the faster Pokemon here, I would reckon. But of course, Kingdra is not able to get much recovery with the leftovers because of that burn. Not going to affect his attacking stat at all. Of course, it does use the special attack, but here comes the Earthquake from the Feraligatr. How much will that do? A decent chunk on Kingdra, to be honest. But Kingdra does have Dragon moves, which will not be resisted, of course. That will be neutral damage on Feraligatr, and doing a good chunk of damage there. Oh man, Feraligatr should be in danger here. But Silver doesn't really have anything he can switch into an offensive monster like Kingdra. So it might be the end for that Feraligatr, although it does get to get off one more Earthquake ahead of time. And Kingdra should be down in the yellow somewhere. Let's see. Yes, just above the red perhaps. And now Kingdra can go for the Dragon Pulse. Two water types going head to head. Kingdra prevailing on top of that Feraligatr. But now Silver will be able to switch something in, perhaps get some momentum with something that outspeeds the Kingdra here. Kingdra getting some recovery, but that burn will bring it right back down to where it was. So let's see what Silver decides to send out here to take it out. The Gengar. Gengar is a very dangerous sweeper. We have seen that throughout the tournament, really. And the Gengar will outspeed and go for Shadow Ball. Now, Clair doesn't really have anything that she could switch into that, so the Kingdra will go down. Kingdra putting in some good work there, forcing the Ho-Oh switch and, of course, taking down Feraligatr. But now Clair sending out the Salamence. Now these are two very fast Pokemon. It's hard to say who exactly would outspeed. It depends on the sets that each of them have. But now Salamence should be able to get something off on the Gengar. Gengar is going to switch though. Let's see, into the Ho-Oh. Oh, perhaps predicting the Earthquake on that Gengar. But no, Salamence going for the Outrage. Oh, that should do some good damage. Whoa, a critical hit on the Ho-Oh too. That was a crucial move right there. Perhaps a turning point in the battle. Now, all of a sudden, Salamence has free reign to go for the Outrage on the Ho-Oh, but Silver will be forced to switch out. He is going to go into the Magnezone. Magnezone does resist Outrage, but even still, Salamence is a wickedly powerful Pokemon. Let's see. Oh, the Magnezone does survive, though. But now, the Salamence gets to go for a third Outrage. It did not get confused on that turn. Silver perhaps hoping for that. But no, that Magnezone will be taken down. That has been quite a struggle for Clair this whole battle. So Clair pulling off a great move with that Outrage. But now her Salamence is confused out on the field. Kind of vulnerable here. And the Ho-Oh will come back again with some more health. That Regenerator ability is key here. Clair is going to be forced to switch out, but into what is the question? Oh, the Gyarados! That is a great switch for Ho-Oh. Again, the Intimidate will lower Ho-Oh's attack. But even still, that Sacred Fire, yes, it does have that big chance to burn. That would not be good for Gyarados. Let's see what happens here. It does! It gets the burn on the Gyarados. That is not good at all for Gyarados. Still in an advantageous position, I would say, over this Ho-Oh. But all of a sudden, not quite as much. So let's see what Clair decides to go for here. She might want to power up the Gyarados after it got the burn. The switch is coming into Alakazam. Alakazam will outspeed the Dragonite, except for the Dragon Dance. But no, the Waterfall coming in on the Alakazam. Clair wanting to get some damage off, and it still does over half on Alakazam even after the burn. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Alakazam now able to go for the Psychic here on the Gyarados. Let's see how much that does. The Gyarados does survive, though. Able to go for the Waterfall. That should take out the Alakazam. Yes, getting rid of one of Silver's scariest sweepers. That is for sure. And Gyarados getting hurt by the burn a little bit, but it will survive. Looks like it might just be death fodder, though, as Weavile comes in. A very, very scary counter to Clair's team. We've seen that in the Karen battle, after all. It's almost a very similar situation, too. The Ice Shard coming in on the Gyarados that will take it down. Definitely. Now, Clair, it all depends how she wants to handle this. The thing is here, yes, she does have the Charizard still in the back. Karen was able to take care of that relatively early, but now Silver has to switch from the Weavile going into the Ho-Oh. That is a very good switch to counter Charizard, that is for sure. But Clair actually withdrawing again, going into the Salamence. Oh, predicting the Ho-Oh switch perhaps. Now she gets the Intimidate yet again. That was a dangerous switch, but a great prediction there from Clair. And now Salamence going for the Outrage. Probably won't get a critical hit this time, but still doing a good chunk of damage on Ho-Oh. But Ho-Oh going for the Sacred Fire again. Not too much much damage. Does it get the burn? Yes, it does. Oh, Sacred Fire is just brutal for Clair's team right now. And now the leftovers recovering a little bit of health on Ho-Oh. Will Salamence be able to pull something off? It is locked into Outrage here. That is the problem. Salamence going for the Outrage yet again. How much damage will that do after the burn? Definitely not as much. Barely anything, really. Now the Sacred Fire coming on the Salamence again. The problem is, Clair does not want to switch anything into Sacred Fire, of course. She doesn't want to risk the burn. And, of course, the Salamence is locked into Outrage anyway. That's the problem. But we'll have to see how this all ends up. Salamence going for the Outrage again. Does make it through. How much damage will that do? Oh, the Ho-Oh is in the red. But now the Salamence will get the confusion on it. And Ho-Oh going straight for the Brave Bird now. Oh, Silver perhaps deciding he wants to end this Salamence right now. It has been a big struggle for him. And yes, the Salamence will go down to the Brave Bird. So now Ho-Oh getting some recovery. That was a risky move. Ho-Oh does survive though, just barely. But it looks like it might be able to be taken out unless, yes, Clair is going to send out the Charizard here. Now, the problem here is Silver doesn't really have anything to switch into Charizard, of course. So let's see what the Charizard goes for. It does go for the Flamethrower. That it will be resisted by the Ho-Oh, but I think it will, yes, it will take down the Ho-Oh. Two fire types going head-to-head there. Ho-Oh does not have enough room to work with, though. And Charizard getting a little bit of Life Orb damage there, but the Gengar is still alive. Should be able to do some good damage on Charizard. It might be close. Sludge Bomb, a 90 base power move. Let's see. Oh, the Charizard does survive, but it gets poisoned. That is crucial there. Gengar losing some HP from that Life Orb, but now Charizard's Blaze ability will power up the fire move. So Flamethrower on the Gengar, taking it down. The Gengar going down here, but Charizard will get hurt by the Life Orb, and it looks like the poison will actually take it down. So Charizard going down to the poison. What a lucky poison that was there. Not quite sure if it mattered, though, because the Weavile would have outsped anyway. Now, the problem here is Clair only has her Garchomp, which did get hurt earlier on. So now Silver has to make a decision. Does he go for the priority move, or maybe the Garchomp might have the Yache Berry? No, he is going to go for Icicle Crash, and it does land. Oh, a good safe play from him in case that Garchomp had the Yache Berry, and that will take down the Garchomp. Garchomp going down to the Weavile. Weavile, the deciding factor in this match. Silver will be winning 1-0 to make it to the grand final, taking the secondary bracket final over Clair. And next, of course, we will have the grand final of the Johto True Power Tournament. Before we go, I'd like to thank the patrons who are making this tournament possible. If you guys want to help further this series' potential and support it, the link to my Patreon page will be in the description below. That's all for this one. This has been SilphSpectre, and I'll see you guys next time for more True Power.